Hi, welcome to the Property Gurus. This video is the next in a series of videos looking at the renovation of a 1930s semi-detached house that was completed recently. Each video looks at a different aspect of the renovation, and the slides you can see here are shots showing the house as it was originally. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we hope you enjoy the video.
Today we're talking about the kitchen. When you're renovating a property, sometimes you can work from scratch and put your kitchen wherever you like, and other times you have to work with a space that's already been predetermined. Now, this property had a rear extension when we bought it. And we can see, if we look through the back window here, you can see that it's basically a 3 metre by 3 metre square addition to the property. So just step out into the garden, you can see exactly what we're talking about. So this section here had been added around about 20 years ago and was where the original kitchen was housed. We considered whether or not it was worth extending the whole property back across the garden, but actually the economics didn't work. It was going to cost too much money. We decided that the best option was to replace the old, tired, depressing kitchen with a new modern version in exactly the same spot. But we did have to make a few changes. So you need to think creatively to make sure that if you're going to put the kitchen in exactly the same position, can you improve it? Can you do something that's really going to change the feel of the space and make it work better? So previously we had a couple of problems in this area. There was a back door to the property. So here, where this extractor fan is now, there was a glass back door with a window next to it. And the reason for that was that in the old layout, there was a wall that ran from this side to here. So this space was actually the dining room that you entered through a door here. And then the space I'm standing in now was a breakfast room. So the only way of exiting the house from this side was to go through the back door that was in this kitchen. Now the problem with the back door previously was that it stopped you being able to have a work surface and put any units here because there was a door that you needed to come in and out of. So that was a main issue. So we decided that had to go. Because we'd taken the wall out in here, and this is now one big space, it meant that as you come through the house, from the front door, you can easily access the new patio doors. So the flow of the property works much better, and we didn't need a back door in this space. It was redundant. So we blocked that up and plastered over it and made it wall. We could have lost this window as well. So as we were blocking up this section, we could have blocked the whole wall up and made this one continuous wall. But actually, we thought that it worked really well. This is south facing, it brings a lot of light in, this window at the back, but it's really quite a nice feature to have dual aspect. So we decided that quite nice if you're standing here watching the kids play in the garden, quite nice also if someone's maybe doing a barbie or they're playing here or something's happening on this patio. Quite nice to be able to see out there. Also lets more light in, makes it feel brighter. This is quite a restricted space. It's only 3 meters across by 3 meters deep. So if we'd have made this all wall and then put cupboards on it in the same way as we have on this side, it would have closed it in, made it feel more constricted and wouldn't have felt nice and bright and airy. So we decided that keeping the window here was a good idea for a variety of reasons. So we replaced it with a brand new window. It's a picture window, so it doesn't open. So it's just a frame with glass in it. That maximizes the size. You don't have any breaks like you do here where you've got a lot of plastic. It's just one continuous pane of glass. You know, you look up into the sky, it's a lovely blue. It almost looks like a picture. Not a very attractive picture in terms of you wouldn't buy it, but it looks fine, it's nice, you can see the tree, you can see birds in the sky. It's quite a nice feel. So it was a good idea to do that. So that was the structural change we made. We removed the back door, we kept the window, we replaced the window. This window at the back is actually the original window. It looks so much better now because we have obviously painted everything grey and modernised it. But we also installed a windowsill on both of these windows. And you can see that this windowsill and this one at the back here as well is actually the same material as the worktop. So it cost a little bit more, it wasn't very expensive. We've got the guys who made the worktops to make these windowsills as well, but it gives it that high quality feel. This is now a Silestone Windowsill, quite unusual, basically rock solid, got a really nice square edge to it, nice finish, it's chunky, it's reflective, and it's also useful because you'll be able to put some nice decorative features on both of these windows. So we can have some plants and some nice design ideas, and it will really bring this kitchen to life, having those two surfaces to have items on that are decorative and design driven rather than functional. So the rear window has really been brought back to life by the change of design and the second window on the side. In terms of the kitchen itself, we wanted something bright, modern and attractive. So we've gone with white, fully fitted. So all the units are fitted. There is a fridge, freezer and a dishwasher here, but you can't see them because they're integrated. And we went with a white work surface. And really, the key to any kitchen design isn't the units. These units they're nice, they're attractive. You know, it's a nice finished integrated handle look. It's white, you know, it's clean, it's modern, but they weren't super expensive. We got them from a place that only supplies the trade, so you have to be a tradesman, so you get a good deal. But it's all about the worktops and the appliances. That's what creates the look in a kitchen, not the cabinets. Don't spend a fortune on cabinets because it's not worth it. Spend some money on your worktops, spend some money on your appliances and your tap, but don't spend a fortune on the actual cabinets because they're just cabinets at the end of the day. So we've gone for a Silestone worktop here. You can see it's got a square edge. This is reconstituted stone, so basically Silestone's crushed rock, which is then reset in resin. Very hard wearing, nice and shiny. So I'll put the lights on in here in a minute and you'll be able to see the reflection, but you can see it on the back. And we asked the guys to build an upstand. So this upstand is 100 mil, so it's about 3 inches high, and it's made of the same material, it's the same thickness. You can see that the thickness of the worktop and the thickness of this is the same. But basically, what gives us is a completely waterproof surface. So if you look, we put it on all sides. So we've got it as you walk around the kitchen. It's on, the upstand is here, it's underneath the window. So you can see it easier when the windowsill's not there. And all the way around here. And then we've got this edge here. And we've siliconed the meat. So where these two surfaces meet, the 90-degree angle is all siliconed. And that means that it is completely waterproof. So if you spill anything on this surface, it's not going to damage the walls, it's not going to cause a stain, it's easy to clean, and also it looks great. It's just a nice modern feature. It basically extends the worktop up the wall. So it's a really good way of making a kitchen look attractive, look modern, and really is functional at the same time, because even if you do spill stuff, it's not going to cause you a long-term problem. So the worktop here, really important, really good feature, and it's bright and white and really makes this a modern feel and gives you lots of reflection. With the sink, we've gone for an undermount sink, so you can see that we had to give this sink to the worktop guys. So they took it away and fitted it for us. So they cut out a hole in the worktop, and then this is undermounted. So you'll see under here, it's basically all the workings of the sink sit underneath, and it's been siliconed into place. And that's a really nice modern finish. The guys cut some grooves here, so these are shallow at this end and get deeper, so the water will automatically flow back into the sink. But that then again gives it that stylish, modern, clean look. And it's not very expensive to do this, you just have to plan ahead. Same with the tap. We had to give the tap to the guys because they had to cut this hole to fit it. This tap, it looks good. It's one of these taps where you can change the function, so it can be spray. So it's got dual function, quite nice, very modern. It pulls out, so you can wash around the sink and wash your vegetables or whatever you need to do. So it's great, it's functional, it's cool, and it wasn't very expensive. We got this from Amazon, shopped around, there's lots of different options. You can pay a fortune for these taps, This isn't a branded tap, so it's generic, but it looks good, it does the job, and it gives the right feel. And design-wise, it's fantastic. It looks great. So shop about, and the same with the sink. We got that from Amazon. We've gone for a 1.5 option. These are very popular because it enables you to wash something here and have a separate thing going on this side. Quite a good idea. You can get a double version. The problem with the double version is you have to have a bigger unit underneath. So it needs to be more, this is a 600 standard unit. If you get a bigger sink, you have to have an 800 unit, and that threw our dimensions out for the cupboards on either side, and we'll come on to those in a minute. So this is a standard size sink, but we've split it into a sink and a half, basically. And that again is what people want. It works well, it gives you functionality, and also it looks good. So it needs cleaning up a little bit. But we've gone with the square plugs rather than round, and it doesn't cost much more, but just looks a bit more modern, stylish. Got quite a nice stylish overflow section as well. So think about your sink, think about how you want it. If you want undermount or overmount, we wanted undermount, and we think this works really well. Let's have a quick look at the kitchen itself. So we designed this, we gave a sketch plan to the company who makes the kitchens, and then they tweaked it around a little bit to get the dimensions to fit. The things we wanted in here, we wanted a fridge freezer, so we've got that. That's the first item you come to here. And we've gone with a 70-30 split on the door, so you don't have to open both at the same time. You can open them individually, which is much better to work with. We went with a double oven. So we didn't have a lot of space. If we'd have had more space, we may have had two ovens alongside each other because it looks great. We didn't have enough space to do that. So we've gone for a double oven because modern day living, you need to be able to cook two things simultaneously. So you can grill something, you can cook two things in ovens at the same time. So this is a tower unit. We've maximised the space, so it's got some storage underneath. And the key here, because this is a small kitchen, we've gone for the extra height units. So these are not standard height, they are extra height. And let's have a look inside, you'll be able to see what I mean by that. So the section at the top, so this part here is an additional unit. So the standard height finishes on this level. So it would be just above the fridge and where this cupboard is. But we went for the extra height because it gives you more storage. So there are only 2 extra boxes. So not a great deal of storage, but every square inch is vital. So don't be lazy, don't go for standard, go for the extra, because you'll appreciate it in the long term. And the main benefit, as well as those 2 extra cupboards, is that when we came to put these cupboards alongside, it meant that we could go for extra tall on here as well. So these essentially have an extra section at the top. And because these shelves are flexible, you can move them around. But because we had extra height on this side and we've run it all at the same height, then it meant that we got more storage. And when you add up all of that extra storage, it makes a massive difference. You know, we've got all of these cupboards now have all extra storage at the top. Really good idea. When you're setting your height of the cupboards, we always find that having them set slightly higher than standard makes the kitchen feel bigger and is more luxurious. So normally, if somebody's doing your kitchen, they might say 450 from the work surface to the bottom of the cupboard. That's too low. These are 600 and it just feels so much better. You've got more space, you can put things in here, so it will take larger appliances. So if you've got a coffee machine or something, you're not going to be cramped for space, but set your cupboards higher and get extra tall ones and utilize, because the space on top is dead space. Don't worry about that space up there, although we will come and talk about that in a minute with the lighting. So set your cupboard up as high as possible and make sure you put lots of electric switches. So we've got 2 double switches very close to each other, but that's what you want, because when you've got appliances and things happening in kitchens, you don't want to be short on sockets. We've done the same on the other side. We've got a socket under the window because we need to be set at least a certain distance from the sink, so it couldn't be on this wall. We put it as close as we could, and then we've got one on the back here as well. So we've got 4 double sockets, so you could put 8 different appliances on at the same time in this kitchen, even though it's really small, the kitchen. So that is functionality, that's planning ahead, that's what you need to be thinking about when you're designing your kitchen. We've got a run of drawers here. fairly standard. But the big winner in this kitchen, because it's a U shape, so we've got worktops on all three sides, we needed to work out what to do with these two corner cupboards. And these have actually turned out to be some of the best features in this whole kitchen. So let's have a look at this one. The great thing these days is that kitchen designers have come up with some great ideas. The problem with this cupboard here is once you open the door, there is a lot of space at the back of this cupboard. So where this section is here, you can reach in there, but it's really awkward. If you're using this cupboard and you're having to reach to the back of this cupboard, it's really awkward. You don't want to be on your hands and knees in the kitchen trying to find a tin of beans. So what we've got is a kidney-shaped pull-out, and it's 2 levels. So this is really modern, really good idea. So when you look at it, you pull both of them out. That is a massive amount of storage space. You're using all of the back of the cupboard. It looks cool. It's functional, and these are really sturdy, so you can put a lot of tins of soup and beans and anything else that you like on there. And it's really, really functional, but also stylish and looks great. And then when the door's closed, you wouldn't even know it was there. So really great idea. Definitely recommend something like that. And it enables us to just have a standard small cupboard alongside it. So we've maximised, we've got all of this space used by that cupboard, and then all of that space used by those kidney pullouts. So that's great. We could have put that on both sides, but why would you? Let's go for something else. Let's go for another design, something else fun, something else functional that's going to be a bit more of a wow factor. So let's have a look. What we put here. Now we've done double doors here, so we don't have the cupboard that we have here. This is a different arrangement. And we've gone for a rotating system. So similar to the kidney shape, so you can access everything very easily. If there's a tin of beans here, you can just spin it and it comes round. But just a bit more fun. It's nice to have something different. And again, that tidies away really neatly, so you would never know that it's there. So really good idea. Have a chat with the guys you're talking to your kitchen about, see what they've got, see if they've got any gizmos, anything fun, and go with that. We looked at this before, but this is this standard under the sink stuff. We've got some nice plumbing, looks a bit fancy. Yeah, looks like a good design, but plenty of space for storing any cleaning materials or anything else you want under your sink. Coming around to this, which is a dishwasher. So absolute must have these days. Need to put that in every kitchen. You wouldn't know it was there because it's integrated. And then we've got an electric hob, and this is very modern. This is glass, and it's basically an induction hob, which means that you will have to have copper bottomed pans, so it works through magnetism, these things, so it basically doesn't get hot. So even when this is on, if you put your hand on it, there's no heat. It's not like the old-fashioned rings that used to heat up, the ceramic rings. These induction hobs pass heat through magnetic force. So quite a good safe feature, but easy to clean, looks good, it's stylish. It's not like a gas where you might have difficult to clean metal parts. Really quite modern. And we've mixed that in with a glass extractor fan above, which again, not amazingly expensive. It was a bit more expensive than a standard version. We got this from Amazon, but it looks better. It's a talking point. It fits in with the color scheme because it's white and clean and modern. And then underneath the hob, we've gone for these new pan drawers that are very popular. Very sturdy, you can put all of your big pans in here. We've got two lots of them. Really good because all your pans are obviously exactly where you need to have them beneath the hob. And then finishing off with a standard cupboard. Let's have a quick chat about the lighting, because lighting, as we know in design, is critical. And we've gone for modern lighting here, a couple of interesting points. We went for downlights in the ceiling, which is fairly standard, but we've got dimmable downlights, so we can adjust the brightness, which is just, it doesn't cost a lot more, but it's a nice feature, and it's worth planning ahead. So why not put some dimmables in? You might not use them, but it's a nice option to have. We've gone for LED lighting underneath. It's very bright in here at the moment, so it's hard to see the lighting, and also when you video these things, they tend to flicker, so it's not flickering in real life, but it may flicker on this video. So let's have a look at what we've done. This is LED strip light, which is really easy and modern material to use. It sticks onto the underside of the cabinet. it looks all illuminated individually here, but actually when you step back, it just looks like one continuous light. So that's a nice feature. It's fairly standard to have this underneath the cabinets. But what isn't standard and what we've done here, which I would definitely recommend, is we've put the same LED strip lights above the cabinets. Now this is flashing on the video, it's not flashing while I'm standing here, it's really just a recording thing. But this does take it to a different level. When you put this light on and it illuminates above the cabinets, it really gives it a space age wow factor. It doesn't cost a lot. You don't have to spend much money. This is just a couple of meters of strip, which is really quite cheap, and we were already doing the electrics anyway, but it definitely gives a bit of an extra wow factor. So you can do that. We've done it previously as well around the plinths. We didn't do it in this kitchen because the plinth's a bit small, but you can put that same strip light across the bottom of your kitchen, and it really gives it that space age feel. So have a think about your electrics and plan ahead with your lighting. It's something that's fun and also looks great. We've been the Property Gurus. Hopefully that's given you an idea as to how you can go about planning your kitchen, whether it's large or small. You can always get some wow factor in there. If you like what you've seen, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.